board on April 23rd, 2026 at 5:29 p.m. to order. We'll do roll call. And do I do roll call or do? Got it.
Francis Dalton,
Present.
Randolph McNone,
Here.
Bob Warner,
Here.
Nick Schultz.
Here.
Did any of the other members who aren't here have an excused absence for this evening?
No.
Okay. So we have a quorum and we can start the meeting.
Very well. Do I run through the disclosure of ex parte communications?
You can ask if there were any ex parte communications to any of the board members.
Any board members have any disclosure of ex parte communications?
No.
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 No. And is it appropriate to go ahead and move for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting at this time?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to make an approval for the minutes for the previous meeting.
Second.
Approved?
Yes. Motion carries.
Oh, just call their names, have them
Okay.
say yes, and we'll keep going.
Randolph McNone,
Yes.
Frank Dalton,
Yes.
Nick Schultz,
Yes.
Bob Warner.
Yes.
The motion carries.
And Secretary, do I announce the swearing into the staff, or is that moved to you?
Yes, I'll do the swearing in.
Very well.
Please stand and raise your right hand. In the matter to which you're about to give testimony, do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? The witnesses have been sworn in. First case is BLD-00023, 2026, 433 Sheldon Street.
Good evening. On March 26, 2026, the board issued an order of condemnation for the property located at 433 Sheldon Street, finding the building is in violation of Section 26-795, conditions, nuisance, giving 30 days to obtain a permit for repairs or demolition of the structure. On March 30th, 2026, the order of condemnation and notice of hearing was mailed, certified mail to the property owner, and was posted on the property. Certified mail is working its way through the system, and an affidavit of posting was completed on April 22nd, 2026. A check of the permit system showed no permits have been applied for. The building official will give an update with his findings during the inspection. Also, for the record, I am Code Compliance Officer Jason Yates, and I'm filling in for Code Compliance Supervisor Barbara Bobolek.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Steve Woodworth. For the record, I am a Florida licensed building official, plans examiner, and building inspector. I'm also an ICC certified property maintenance inspector. The department has had no contact with the property owner. Nothing has changed that I'm aware of with the property, and the city would like to move forward with condemnation and demolition of this property per your order. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, motion to
So,
approve the demolition, or?
Just at this time, we can see if there's anybody here from the property who would like to speak on this house, and or if there's anybody from the public.
Is there anyone present to speak on behalf or of the property owners for this in the audience?
This is 433 Sheldon Street.
433 Sheldon Street? Very well.
Okay, so for the record, there's nobody here from Sheldon Street nor any members of the public to speak on this item.
Okay. Can I motion to approve?
And just to be clear, Steve, what was your timeline in your recommendation for the board's awareness?
This came before the board last month, and we had set a 30-day timeline.
And so if they approve the motion, they still have a brief cure period, correct?
No, sir.
Okay, that's it.
No, I mean, they would always have the opportunity to come to the department and, ask for a stay of the motion, to make repairs. Given that it's the time that it's been, I find that not likely. And given the condition of the property,
The house
it
looks
would really not be
irreparable, so-
feasible to do so. I don't see that happening. But the city would move forward with demolition on ours and then lien the property.
Correct, and they'll post that final order, should they approve that, on the property, just as they had the other notices.
Yes.
Correct.
So essentially, I'm going to get up to speed here. We're walking and chewing gum. They still have the time period they need. Motion can be presented if warranted, and then that would subsequently follow.
Correct. Per our code, they'll have 20 days in which to come forward for a final cure. However, if after those 20 days, the city could then proceed with the demolition.
And in the motion, is it necessary we recapitulate that, or that is known now because
That's-
of it?
Correct. It's in there, and that's part of your
It's
recommendation.
part of the ordinance, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we were to move forward right now with formal condemnation, the property would be posted as condemned, and the city would have the right to demo that property if they do not come forward within 20 days.
Okay, can I motion to approve the demolition?
Staff's recommendation, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'll second that motion.
Randolph McNown,
Yes.
Frank Dalton,
Yes.
Nick Schultz,
Yes.
Bob Warner.
Yes.
The motion carries. Next case is BLD-00024, 2026, 428 Palm Street.
All right. Again, my name is Jason Yates, Code Compliance Officer, filling in for Code Compliance Supervisor Barbara Bobolak. On March 26, 2026, the board issued a order of condemnation for the property located at 428 Palm Street, finding the building in violation of Section 26-795. The conditions are nuisance, giving 30 days to obtain a permit for repairs or demolition of the structure. On March 30th, 2026, an order of condemnation and notice of hearing was mailed, certified mail to the property owner, and was posted on the property. The certified mail was accepted on March 31st, 2026, and an affidavit of posting was completed on April 22nd, 2026. A check of the permit system showed no permits have been applied for. The building official will give an update with his findings during the inspection.
Thank you.
Again, for the record, Steve Woodworth, building official, Florida licensed plans examiner, building inspector, and ICC certified property maintenance inspector. 428 Palm Street came before this board back in 2023, and it was due to be demolished then. The city did not have a demolition contractor under contract at that time, so the case was dropped. Now that we do have a contractor that and an approved contract for a demolition, this building has been brought back to you. The state of the property has not changed. It has not been improved in any way. The building is in such a state that reconditioning, rehabilitation is really not possible. There is a note in the building department record that the property owner was in contact with Ms. Bobolak on February the 9th of 2026, and they were made aware of this date and that we would be removing that structure, and they seem to be fine with it. They do not have the ability or facility to have it removed, so they would prefer the city remove it. I ask that the board carry on with an order of condemnation so the city could remove this dilapidated structure.
Very well, thank you. Is there any member of the public or on behalf of the property owner for the property located at 428 Palm Street that wishes to speak at this time? With there being none, does any member of the boards have any question?
Yeah, just a quick question. Was the communication with Barb, email, phone call? And it was,
The note says phone call, sir.
okay. I got no problem with it.
Knowing that this is coming back around for the second time, plenty of time has been given. There is now a demolition contractor in place. I'll make a motion that we proceed forward with condemnation and demolition of the building.
I'll second.
Randolph McNone,
Yes.
Frank Dalton,
Yes.
Nick Schultz,
Yes.
Bob Warner.
Yes.
The motion carries. Next case is BLD-00025-2025, 350 Mission Drive.
I'm Code Compliance Officer Jason Yates, filling in for Code Compliance Supervisor Barbara Bobolek. This is the property of 350 Mission Road. On March 12, 2026, Code Compliance received a call requesting a code officer to complete a code enforcement inspection due to multiple code and possible building code violations. On March 12, 2026, an inspection was conducted by code compliance officers and a building official and deputy building official, and the property was found to be in violation of Article 10, Section 26-295, conditions, nuisance, and Section 26-796, notice of determination. On March 20th, 2026, a notice of determination and the notice of hearing was mailed, certified mail to the property owner, giving 30 days from the mailing date of notice of determination to complete the application for permits and the necessary repairs of demolition of the property. A copy was also on the posted. I guess a copy was also posted to the property. Excuse me, I'm trying to read from this. The certified mail is still working its way through the postal system per USPS.com, and an affidavit of the posting was completed. On March 24, 2026, a check of the permit system showed no permits had been applied for. The building official will now give an update with his findings during the inspection.
Good evening, Steve Woodworth of the City of New Smyrna Beach. I'm the building official. I'm a licensed plans examiner, a building inspector, and ICC certified property inspector. The building in question is comprised of 3 connected structures. There is a conventionally built masonry structure to the east side, which makes up the lion's share of the square footage. There is a smaller conventionally built masonry structure to the rear of the property. And there is what appears to be an aluminum structure that joins the 2 buildings. This building sets in an A5 flood zone, an AE elevation 5 flood zone, and I'll speak more to that later because that is going to be part of this determination. I was called to this building to make an inspection because of a raid by a Volusia County task force. When I arrived, I entered the building and found it in a state of dilapidation that I didn't know was going on there. The building looked fine from the road. The department had issued permits to this building previously for some sprinkler repair, a roof repair, other miscellaneous fire alarm maintenance and things of that nature. When I arrived, I found the internal wiring tampered with and in a state of disrepair. Part of the ceilings had collapsed. Squatters had been there for some time, and what Mother Nature didn't damage, the squatters did. It's full of, water damage, insect damage, human damage. So I ordered that the utilities be disconnected, ordered the property to be secured, and brought it to you folks tonight. Now, this property has had 4 nuisance abatement cases, and it still currently has 3 active code cases. The property, I think, should be classified as an attractive nuisance to the city of New Smyrna Beach, as it is shown to harbor vagrants. The property can technically be repaired, but as I mentioned, the property is in that flood zone. FEMA flood regulation will only let us improve or repair a property to 50% of its current value. That is a problem because its current value in such a state of disrepair is approximately $170,000, leaving the property owner with about an $85,000 budget to do this work. It conceivably can be done, but I don't know if they would find contractors to work in that kind of budgetary restriction. If the estimates exceed that value, it can still be improved, but the entire structure would need to be elevated to the current flood requirement, 2 foot above base flood elevation. I honestly don't see that as feasible for this structure. The property itself is an asset, but the structure itself is a liability. The representative of the property is in the audience. I would like to let him speak and see what the plans are moving forward. So, no questions for me at this time. I'll turn it over to him.
I do have a couple of questions, and I certainly appreciate the comments about FEMA and flood raise and post-form and pre-form and all that kind of factoring in. But barring all that aside, a couple of questions I see right off of the get. First one being, is there utilities actively on?
Not currently.
Okay. In your opinion, certainly I have my own, is the electric and the exposed electric system a life safety issue should they be turned on?
In its current condition, it cannot be turned on. It was disconnected by my order to not be restored until it has been resolved.
And the last one I have, I see a sprinkler head
Yes, sir.
in this. Was this a commercial structure at one time?
At one point, this was an assisted living facility, I believe. Prior to that, I believe it was a multifamily tenancy.
Okay. And do we show city records? Is this still listed as any type of a commercial or multifamily unit? Did I miss that?
In city records, it does not show that, sir. They do not currently operate this as any type of commercial entity. The county records have this listed as a multifamily tenancy.
Is there multiple meters on the property? Or
There
was
is not. There's one.
That's every question I currently have.
Just maybe more of a comment than a question. So just looking at it from the pictures, and I looked up the Google Earth view of it. So with the $85,000 budget, in my opinion, it might be feasible to demolish everything except for that front building, and then as cheaply as possible, patch that together so that it meets current code and they're below the $85,000. Is that, am I wrong in thinking that, or does that seem
That
like
is
it could be
certainly
feasible?
possible,
Okay.
but again, I don't know currently what the plans are with the property. As is, to restore it back to a healthy and habitable condition, I think the budget is going to be the largest constraint.
Yeah.
The walls of the building, the foundation of the building are true. It likely needs a roof. I have no idea what is that middle section that used to be maybe an aluminum structure.
Yeah.
That's since been enclosed, so that would likely need some engineering. And outside of that, it just needs some general cleanup.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, I have one. Was there use inspection or use permit given for this to be a facility?
There may have been, sir, that
You
would
can't look-
predate any record I have access to currently.
Okay.
Mr. Warner?
No question.
Thank you very much. Knowing that, is there any members of the public or representation or owners for the property located at 350 Mission Drive that would like to speak? When you get up here, sir, if you would, please state your name before we start the
Good
timer.
afternoon. My name is Rashid.
I'm sorry, if you don't mind the microphone.
My wife's name is Teresa Gaskin.
Unfortunately.
So she's the
Oh, I'm
owner of
sorry.
record on the property.
Before we
know-
begin, Evan, could you please swear him in as a witness?
Yes.
I know we have some.
I'm going to swear you in real quick.
I have a hard time.
It's okay.
gonna make-
Raise your right hands.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Of course.
The witness has been sworn in.
Help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. My name is Rashid. My wife's name is Teresa Gaskin. She is not able to come because she is ill. Since we know this property has some issue due to those squatters got in there and they damage, whatever the damage, I'm taking care of it based on whatever I got from this letter saying that they can be repaired. And then I checked it out. I removed debris, as they say. I have to remove the debris, which was like I rented 40 cubic feet dumpster. I took out all the stuff, and it was like a three dumpster, equal to 3 dumpster. I cleaned it out, and then we have some electrical issue, which I have a contract with right now. They apply for the permit, and that was before yesterday. They have to change the panels and so on because they got into it and they're still electric. And the stuff, I see some of the stuff that I hired a building inspector, which he gave the information that whatever the issue is not serious. It can be repaired. And since I have like this one, this one taken out the ceiling, so it can put back. The other room where was the sub panel is, that was due to that one-time water leak, and it dropped some of the ceiling, and I removed it, whatever it is, and I fixed the roof. That was like a last 2 years ago, so we don't have any problem in that rooms. So, but whatever you see in there, that's a very minor thing to me because it's all fixable.
So currently,
And also I contact the general contractor, which is, they gave me appointment for this coming Tuesday. They will come and they will check that out, whatever need to be fixed, and they will give me estimate.
very well. So currently, what would be your intention for this property?
What is the good intention for me?
What is the purpose? What do you plan to do with the property if it's repaired?
Okay, once it's repaired, I like to, when I talked to my wife, she was saying that it could be, we have some options. It could be for elderly, for like a elderly who they don't have home, because we have experience with assisted living, because we had also assisted living in DeLand. So we have quite a bit of experience dealing with since 1986 till 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So we never had any issue in DeLand about any big violation of any running the business till we had some issue with the hurricane. So we had to shut down that. So there's one option. Second option is that I can have that, what do you call this?
Quick question. for you.
Vacation rental.
Yep.
It could be that, or you can give me suggestion because there's a whole list of it. I'm open to listen anything to make it worthwhile. That's my intention is because I'm retired. My wife is retired. We don't have much of an income. So
Do you understand the restrictions that you have for building on the property, the dollar amount restrictions you have? Do you understand the rule of substantial improvement on these properties?
If I know what?
There's a rule called the substantial improvement rule put in place by FEMA because the house is, or the structure is below the flood plain level. It's below what FEMA requires you to have the house at. So in that rule, it states that you can only repair the property to 50% of the value of the structure. What the city's determined the value of the structure is $170,000. So you have half of that amount of money to make the improvements that you need to make on the property to become within code. So what the issue the city has is they don't think that it's feasible to make all of the improvements to all of the building that you need to make for that $85,000. If you go above that $85,000, then everything has to be brought up to code, which would mean you would have to raise the structure in addition to the electrical requirements and the roofing requirements and the plumbing requirements that have to be met to current code. That's the concern of the city, is that you're going to spend all of this money to do what you're doing now, and in the end, you're not going to be able to use the building because it won't be able to be, the permit won't be able to be finalized.
Give me a chance, whatever you have requirement, you can write down, and I will look into it. So we'll see what is a lie in this whole situation. I want to save that building, so that's what it is right now.
If you don't mind, would you mind passing the electrical bid or information, the paperwork you have from the electrician and the builder, that we could take a look at that?
You want my information?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give it back. We just want to see it.
Evan, will you please pull your microphone over there, and we'll just keep this brief, sir. They need to look at the documents, and then you can come back and speak into the microphone, okay?
All right, and I complete this one. This is, I'll take out all the garbage, whatever, and this also, you can read that one. This one also completed. And so far, that's the much you gave me. So I'm, beside that, if there was any, I was able to fulfill the requirement. But the one whatever I have in my hand, I'm doing accordingly.
Most of these documents are for code violations that we had mailed him. I'm going to pass it so everybody gets a chance to read it.
How many square feet? How many square feet is the main building? Anybody know?
Steve, do we know approximately age built? Is asbestos and other type contaminants a concern here?
I will give you that information directly, sir.
Thank you, sir.
current code case that he has open. I think it's only one of the 3 code cases, but this is like a lot of things we're looking for him to fix. And this is the most current estimate that he has. For the electric? Yeah.
Okay.
Few years ago, I spent maybe over $40,000.
I'm gonna have you speak.
Yeah, a few years ago, I spent almost $40,000 to improve that main hall and two porches. That was permitted, and I put new windows. The stuff you see, this one is minor. It's not this like other one is all air conditioning unit is taken out. They stole some of the air conditioning unit. And again, whatever is you see is this is not very sophisticated to repair.
So that's, Steve, can I ask you another question on the determination of cost? When it's something like equipment that's been stolen from the house, if there's copper wire that has to be replaced because it's stolen, or an AC that has to be replaced because it's stolen, is that counted against the substantial improvement amount?
Yes, sir. It would be considered as damage.
Okay.
So I'll ask a question, Steve, just because we run across this quite often at work. If they were to file 2 separate permits, considering there was 2 different causations, would that still be applicable in your opinion?
No, sir, it's cumulative.
Very well.
That brings me another question I wanted to ask. So it is accumulative over the span of time starting now, or he just mentioned that he had spent X amount of dollars for previous repairs? Is that counted towards that total? Do we start now?
No, sir, this would be considered a single event.
Okay, just starting
So
from now.
any prior work that happens is fine. What we're going to do to calculate this is we're going to take the building in its current condition, what's referred to as pre-damage condition. Again, the property appraiser has it at $170,000. So the improvement value based on that would be half, $85,000. If this got done for $84,000 and the building was all put back together and it flooded next summer, and the improvement value at that point is $240,000, he could spend up to $120,000 to repair or improve it then.
Oh, okay, so it's non-accumulative to,
It's not accumulative to the life of the property, but
It's a accrual to
again,
event.
in a single event, if I have to do 10 grand in mechanical, 10 grand in plumbing, 10 grand in electric, and 40 grand, it would be 70,000 total, if you follow my logic there.
Very
so
much so.
do we have anybody in the building department that acts as kind of a liaison for these type of things that can help these people understand? Because I do this for a living, and I thought that it was accumulative through the life of the property once it was.
It once was.
Okay.
That was recently legislated to be a single event.
Yeah, but I say that only to say that there's a lot to know. And for somebody that doesn't do it for a living, that's just doing this to their house, is there somebody that's in the building department that can help them understand these rules?
I'm happy to provide information, but again, I cannot provide design or
Of course.
legal advice or even contracting advice. It would be incumbent on the property owner to hire a competent contractor to do their project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve.
But when you
to
did
answer-
your inspection, you found no structural problems or damage?
Outside of the roof and outside of, I'm not sure what the aluminum structure is that connects the 2 buildings. I mean, I heard the gentleman mention that he spent 40 grand on enclosing it. I do not have permit design or any plan for that. I don't know how it's constructed. I can tell you aluminum structures are not meant as habitable space. They're not designed for that.
So that wouldn't be counted in that amount of 70,000?
It would be the amount that I mentioned, 85,
Or 85, yeah.
would be for the entire property.
entire property.
Correct, sir.
But if he tears down those buildings, that'd kind of go away.
It would lessen the amount needed because there would be less to repair.
I see he has new windows that look up to code.
Perhaps.
Perhaps there were no
Again,
permits pulled.
I have no record of new windows in the building.
This is definitely a quagmire.
Yeah.
Do
So-
we?
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say just, but I'm assuming it's going to be 1950s. But do you have a general?
The appraiser has it at 1959, and the total area is approximately 5,700 square feet.
Very well. Thank you.
Let me ask, is it reasonable to request, give him a period of time and have him come back with estimates for the total repair to see if he can do it within the dollar
That-
amounts?
That would be up to him to request and you to grant. The city is asking for condemnation to move forward.
Okay.
So how do we do that? If we wanted to propose X amount of time for him to be able to develop a plan, how do we propose that, or do?
So the staff makes their recommendation. You guys are free to, as you have in other instances, accept that, move forward, or like you're saying, if you guys have a discussion and say you think that he needs more time to flesh out the plan, I think it'd also be important, sir, one of the things, sorry, sir, I want to make sure you understand as well, any work that you do on the home will have to be permitted and approved. So if you do any work as of today on this home, make sure it's approved by the building department and there are permits. We want to make sure the work is done properly if it is done so that it can count towards fixing the property. So I think in that conversation, if you guys want to allow time to beyond the 30 days, you could give 60 days, come back and check in at that point, and staff, I imagine, would have an updated recommendation then as well.
I'll be with you in a moment, sir. One moment. If we did proceed forward the route of condemnation, there's a period of 30 days, and then it's another meeting to proceed forward with that. So we could walk and chew gum here. I mean, we are talking about 60 days that he has the ability to prevent that from happening. Am I understanding that correctly?
Correct. The notice would still be provided. There's still all the due process. He has the time and ability to come forward with plans, to work with the building department to show that it's feasible within budget to do the work. It's just up to you how much time, if you want to go with the staff's recommendation or provide additional time.
Absolutely. Sir, I'm going to give you 3 minutes again, but we're going to be strict on it this time, okay?
And as he's the owner, it's not the same as a public comment with a 3-minute limit, but I think reasonableness will apply in terms of
You okay with that?
comments. We'll continue as long as he
Okay.
reasonably needs to speak. Yes.
Reasonable,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Excuse me. I hired a private building inspector. He gave me the report. He sent me a text, not the paper. If you like to see, I can like to share it, no problem.
So I'd like to suggest that maybe, and you guys can make your suggestions opposing it. I'd like to suggest that maybe we give him 30 days before we move forward with the condemnation to kind of develop a plan and maybe present to us on our next meeting the progress of it, and then we can vote on it then. Anybody else?
I would second that, but I'd like to add a comment. I want the board to all be very comfortable with this before we proceed forward. Are you okay with that? You'll
Yeah.
have to remake
Yeah.
the motion in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I am in agreement with city staff on the FEMA standards and guidelines and rules. However, working in it day in and day out, knowing I currently have over 100 clients that are in litigation with the city and the federal government, not ours respectively, that is the most subjective set of rules that you can possibly find to really hang our hat on. I know that the intent when it was written was to be very clear, and I feel like they continued to strike ink to it until there became so much ambiguity from that doesn't define who provides the appraised value. It doesn't define post-form and pre-form dates well. It doesn't define elevated surfaces, which we have a ramp going up into the house. So I would not get behind supporting a motion that was based off of the FEMA 50. I think we need to take it back down on the merits of what it is. And that's just my posture on this. That said, if you want to repropose your motion.
And perhaps give more time for deliberation among the board members if anybody else has thoughts.
Yes, I have a question. How long does it take to get a permit?
Steve Woodworth again for the city of New Smyrna Beach. Approximately 2 to 3 weeks currently.
Okay, so by the time he gets a contractor, gets someone to apply for a permit, we're probably looking at 30 days.
That would be entirely up to the property owner, sir.
So we got a willing homeowner here. He wants to fix his property. We need to work with him and give him time. And if he's showing effort, we need to go with him. I think that's my recommendation. Whether we give him time to come back and show his updates and what he's doing, I just think we should give him time to fix his property.
Yep, I agree. So I motion to give the homeowners an additional 30 days to develop a plan on what you're going to do to it, maybe require that they present that plan to us, and with the understanding that any work that you do on that property needs to be reported to the building department and granted either permission or a permit. That means demolition, small electrical repairs, small roof repairs, any work that goes on that property has to be gone through the proper channels with. You understand that? Okay, I motion to give them 30 days to develop a plan and bring it back to us at the next meeting.
I have a question on your motion. When is our next stated meeting?
Steve, my recollection, I don't know if we have another meeting on books, or is it 2 months from now? Do you know, off chance?
I don't.
Or
wanna-
Evan, do you
I don't
know?
want to support a
Believe
motion
it's
that's
May
30 days if
28th.
we're 29 out.
Should be the last Thursday of May.
31st?
Is there one scheduled in June?
I believe so.
If I'm hearing the board correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm hearing you would like to accept staff's recommendation, however, instead of 30 days, give 60 days, during which owner's representative can work with the city. Is that
I think it
accurate?
serves the same, I think it serves.
Serves the same purpose. My concern is we had this happen a few times in the past where a 30-day continuance cost us 120 days because of the 30 days between meetings. So if we're giving 30 days, it's likely going to be, like you said, it's likely going to be 60. That's an ample amount of time to have a very, very good plan in place. And if the board feels differently, and a recommendation of staff, if we just move to say, look, 30 is possible, but it's super fast, why don't we just be a little bit more prepared? Let's find out when 2 meetings from now would be, and if that's 58 days, let's modify a motion to be that time period.
Yes, the next meeting would be May 28th, Thursday.
So that would be 33-ish days. To Chief of the Building Department here, is that reasonable? I understand the question. It's like saying, how far can a frog hop? I get it. In its current condition, considering he's already spoken with multitudes of people, in your experience, is that reasonable to be able to at least have a permit submitted to city?
That would be very accelerated to have plans and a permit ready and submitted to the city in 33 days.
Is 60 more reasonable?
Yes, in my opinion.
I'm assuming you're not going to be more lenient in 62 days from now, though. That's a reasonable amount of time period.
And well, again, the city's recommendation is to move forward with condemnation. If the board would like to extend this a period of 30 or 60 days, you're more than, welcome to do so.
The last question I have before we make this motion, and I might go to the city attorney for this. We have sheriffs involved. We have issues involved. Is it unreasonable to ask for the property to be secure for this next 60 days? Because it does seem to be a property that's carried a certain level of nuisance.
Steve, I think you mentioned earlier the building had been secured. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir, the building was secured at the time last month. 13th? When were we at your building? The 13th February, or the 13th of March?
He probably
Oh, I'm sorry, I have it written down here, the 27th. So
So
the
we're
building
already
has
a
been
month in.
secured since that time, and it has been monitored periodically, and no trespassers, vagrants, or otherwise unsavory characters have been reported.
I guess when I speak amongst the board, and I don't mean to be inappropriate here, but keeping in mind, we're going 60 additional days, we're already 30 in, and we have a bid from an electrician for a repair.
I mean, I think that he should be granted the extra time to get this. He's making an effort. I mean, his efforts probably might be as much as he could do
Sounds good.
now.
My suggestion would be 30 days to come back with a comprehensive plan, ready for permitting, and start moving, and we can judge at that point whether.
I think we would be contortiously affected. That's the building department's responsibility to look at his plan. I think
Yeah,
that's my
that's what I mean.
point. It's not our role.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I hope it happens, but I think the soonest, based off of the recommendation of the head building official, or chief building official rather, at 30 days is accelerated, 60 days is reasonable. In reality, we're 90 days at that point. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think all of us are saying the same thing. We'd like to come back and at the next meeting, hear the progress he's made and Steve's opinion of that, and then kind of make an assessment.
So my last question for clarification. What's the meeting date afterwards? Because I don't want to say 60 and it be 59 days. So what is 60 days due to our stated meetings? We all have ChatGPT.
Or can we just give a specific date that it needs to, that we're going to rehear this?
It's usually the fourth Thursday of the month.
Yes, but I know for June, there's conferences, so I don't think we have a planned meeting for June.
Okay. We can schedule one within the 60 days.
Okay.
It would have to be noticed, obviously, just like any other meeting, and we would have to have the board members available, but we would do it presumably at 5:30 within that week in June when the meeting would need to be held.
So would it be appropriate for him to tell us what the third Thursday in June is and just set that date instead of days in the motion?
He's just saying this particular room might not be available, which is why he's not specifically giving a date, is my understanding.
Yeah, so it would be June 25th would be the last Thursday.
But we don't know if the room's booked.
Yes. We don't know if the room's booked then.
Who does? Do we have an annex meeting space if we were to make a meeting that we can use?
The difficulty is the recording and the other things that go into it. Yeah, let me just check. City Commission is off in June. It's actually looking light in terms of what's presently noticed. So I don't see any conflict in here in terms of what I can see.
So the motion will carry June 25th then.
Yeah. We'll make it June 25th, the last Thursday of June.
I'm confused at what we're proposing, so if somebody else is going to have to present it, I'll second.
I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to support Member Schultz' original motion with the extension of time that we will go ahead and delay this condemnation order till June 25th, allowing the back at work, allowing the homeowner, property owners, to have a building plan submitted and at very least under review. And that's it.
I second that.
Randolph McMillan,
Yes.
Frank Dalton,
Yes.
Nick Schultz,
Yes.
Bob Warner.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Do you
So one thing, does he know what permits he's gonna need? Does he need a plumbing permit? I know
It's unfortunately it's
The city has no idea if he knows what permits he needs. He did mention he was working with a contractor, and I look forward to meeting that building professional.
That'll be part of the process as he brings
Yeah.
his plans forward.
I just want him to get started on the right track.
Sir, you understand everything?
You have any questions?
I had a little difficulty hearing, so if you don't mind, whatever you give me in writing, I have better understanding.
We've agreed to delay any decisions till, you may come closer. We have agreed to delay any decisions till June 25th. At that time, there will be another meeting here unless you have a building permit and a package, and we probably will still meet. You need to submit a comprehensive building permit to the chief building official or staff for what you intend to do with this. So it may seem like a lot of time, but it's not. You need to work diligently on getting the appropriate people in place.
So during the time you're during now to then, I cannot do any improvement there?
I would say that's a building official. I think you can mow the yard, pick up trash, but you cannot proceed forward with doing any work that need be permitted, which is pretty much everything. You can't do any.
Since I have some already contractor to do the electrical work and some other, they have to do some roofing work, ceiling work.
They have to get permits for that. They have to get permits for that, sir. They'll need to come and apply for permits appropriately.
They can do the work?
If they have permits. You have to get permits from the building department. Yep.
Yeah. They go and get a building permit. Whatever the building department says, that's not us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but that has to be done with the permit.
Correct.
No problem. I really appreciate it. I really request that, let me have that, stay that building, because that's our bread and butter for the future.
As a human being, we understand as a board, we have to proceed forth what we have.
Please consider this.
We have.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Please come see us.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Steve, anything else from you?
Let me give him Steve's cell phone number when I leave here.
To the city attorney, is it appropriate to move on to any question of old business or new business at this time?
Yeah, you can move on. Any comments from the board?
Do we have another case?
We don't have 817 Maryland.
On
817.
the notice here, we've done the 2 old, and there was 1 new business, 350 Mission.
Yeah, that's it on.
That's
our-
all.
That's it on our end.
That's all that's on the agenda, yeah.
Okay. If there's another case that needs to be on, we can put it on for the next meeting, make sure the notice is out there. Give that owner their time to respond. So I think that's our last case, and just over if any board members have any comments.
Very well. Any old business that needs to be discussed?
No.
Any new business? Anyone have anything they care to add? Okay.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Call it. You can adjourn.